So today we'll be discussing another set of MCQs on this topic, Sales of Goods Act. So now let's start with the first question. First question for today is, when a person gives keys of his car to another person, which kind of delivery is it? When a person gives keys of his car to another person, which kind of delivery is it? A. Actual delivery. B. Symbolic delivery. C. Constructive delivery. D. All of these. So you can give your correct choice in the chat section. And the choices should come, or answers should come promptly. When a person gives keys of his car to another person, which kind of delivery is it? A. Actual delivery. B. Symbolic delivery. C. Constructive delivery. D. All of these. I'm getting the answers. The correct answer for this question is symbolic delivery, option B. So those who are with option B, they can mark themselves for the correct answer. Next question. In a sale of specific or ascertained goods, in a sale of specific and ascertained goods, the property in the goods passes to the buyer when? In case of sale of specific and ascertained goods, the property passes to the buyer when? Options. A. When the parties intend it to pass. B. When the price is paid. C. When the delivery is made. D. All of these. In case of sale of specific and ascertained goods, when is the property passing to the buyer? A. When the parties intended to pass. B. When the price is paid. C. When the delivery is made. D. All of these. Mixed answers are coming. Basically, this is the most basic rule of transfer of property which we had discussed under section 19. In case of specific and ascertained goods, the ownership passes to the buyer when the parties intend it to pass. Those who are going with option A, they are correct. There is nothing with respect to the price or the delivery mentioned over there. Just the intention of the parties matters. And there are three methods to find out the intention of the parties. First one, to go through the terms of contract, conduct of the parties, and circumstances of a specific case. So the correct choice is option A. Next question. X agrees to sell Y all the crops which will be grown in his farm in Haryana for the 2021 season. What are the goods involved? A. Future goods. B. Specific goods. C. Uncertain goods. D. Contingent goods. A agrees to sell Y all the crops which are grown in his farm in Haryana for 2021 season. So in this case, the goods are A. Future goods. B. Specific goods. C. Uncertain goods. D. Contingent goods. I'm getting the correct answers. The correct answer for this question is future goods. Because the next season when it will be grown, it was agreed today that it is given to the seller. Goods are future goods. Next, what is the position of the hire purchaser? What is the position of the hire purchaser in a sale? A. Bailee. B. Co-owner. C. Owner. D. Seller. So what is the position of the hire purchaser? A. Bailee. B. Co-owner. C is owner. D is seller. Hire purchaser in a sale, he is a option A is correct, that is Bailee. He is not the owner, he is not the co-owner, or he is also not the seller. Seller is a person who is the owner of the asset, and the owner just gives the asset on hire. So it's obviously he is not the seller. Hire purchaser is the person who just has the possession of the assets, and Bailee just has the possession. So that's why the answer is Bailee. So the hire purchaser's position is that of a Bailee. Next question. In an agreement to sell, buyer dash goods on insolvency of seller. In an agreement to sell, buyer dash goods on insolvency of seller. A. Cannot claim. B. Can claim. C. Conditional claim. And D is none of these. In an agreement to sell, the buyer dash goods on insolvency of seller. A. Cannot claim. B. Can claim. C. Conditional claim. D. None. I'm getting the correct answers. All are correct. That is option A. Buyer cannot claim the goods. Why he will not be able to claim the goods? Because the seller has himself become insolvent. Now we cannot get the goods from him. So he cannot claim the goods. Answer is A. Next question. When the seller causes a change in possession of goods without any actual change in their actual and visible custody and without any movement from current location. It is a case of A. Actual delivery, B. Symbolic delivery, A. Actual delivery, B. Constructed delivery, C. Symbolic delivery, and D is forward delivery. So when a seller causes a change in the possession of goods without any actual change in their actual and visible custody, without any movement from the current location, it is A. Actual delivery, B. Constructive, C. Symbolic, D. Forward. So the correct answer for this question is constructive delivery. In case of constructive delivery, the location of the goods are not changed, they are not moved, and the possession just changed without causing any actual change in the actual or visible custody. So that is a constructive delivery. Next, identify among the following which one is document of title. A. Bill of lading. B is dock warrant. C is railway receipt. D all of these. Which of the following are is the document of title? A. Bill of lading. B. Dock warrant. C. Railway receipt. D. All of these. Document of title. Most easy question. And getting the correct answers. Answer is D. All of these. Bill of lading and dock warrant is issued when the goods are transported through ship. Railway receipt is issued by the railway authorities. So all these things are document of title. Next question, which of the following is not the goods? A. Antiques. B. Jubilee coins. C. Current coins. D. None. Which of the following is not goods? A. Antiques. B. Jubilee coins. C. Current coins. D. None. Just apply your mind to answer this question. Which is not the goods? A. Antiques. B. Jubilee coins. C. Current coins. D. None. So the correct answer for this question is current coins. Current legal tender is out of the scope of goods. So they are not goods. So legal tender money is out of the scope of goods. Money includes both currency notes issued by the Reserve Bank of India and also the coins which are minted in the mints of Government of India. One of the mint, there are total 4 mints all over India. One mint is present in our city, Kolkata. So antiques and jubilee coins are considered as goods because antiques can be bought and sold. They are movable property, and jubilee coins are the special commemorative coins issued on a special occasion, like on the birth anniversary or paying respect or homage to a leader or a great person, or an occasion like the World Food Program or 75 years of completion of our FAO Food Association organization is there. So these kind of special occasions, the coins are issued by the government. And these can be bought and sold. These are jubilee coins or the commemorative coins, stamps governments issue for just paying the respect for the occasion of the event or a special personality for the work he has done. So these are all goods, jubilee coin and antiques, but the current coins, the legal tender is not goods. Next question. X agrees to deliver in future 100 computer sets for rupees 30 lakhs in exchange of 200 fridge sets of rupees 40 lakhs and 40 lakhs and rupees 60,000 paid in cash. What is it? A. Barter. B. Agreement to sell. C. Executed contract of sale. D is sale. X agrees to deliver in future 100 computer sets for 30 lakhs in exchange of 200 fridge sets of 40 lakhs. 40 lakhs and 60,000 paid in cash. What is it? A. Barter. B. Agreement to sell. C. Executed contract of sale. And D is sale. None getting the mixed answers. First of all, it cannot be barter. Why? Because goods are exchanged for goods, but the price was paid in cash. So obviously it is not a barter. Now confusion is there with respect to the two choices, that whether it is executed sale or the agreement to sell. So basically the opening lines of the question is speaking about that X agrees to deliver in future. So obviously we'll go with the option B, it is agreement to sell, not the executed contract. Even though price is paid or part of the price is paid, but in future the goods will be delivered. So they are future goods. And it is the agreement which is happening today. So its answer is B. Next question. Which of the following is not recognized as goods? A. Grass. B. Growing crops. C. Actionable trade. D. All of these. Which of the following is not recognized as goods? A. Grass. B. Growing crops. C. Actionable claim. D. All of these. Why so mixed answers for this question? It's the most easiest question. Which of these is not goods? A. Grass. B. Growing crops. C. Actionable claim. D. All of these. The correct answer for this question is option C. Actionable claim. Next question. Sale is different from A. Agreement to sell. B. Hire purchase. C. Bailment. D. All of these. Sale is different from which of these? A. Agreement to sell. B. Hire purchase. C. Bailment. D. All of these. It's just application of mind. Sale is different from A. Agreement to sell. B. Hire purchase. C. Bailment. D. All of these. The sale is different from all of these. Option D. This option, that is all of these and none of these, the most dangerous in case of MCQ, right? Answer is all of these. Sale is different from all of these. We have done specifically the differences between sale and agreement to sale, but obviously sale is different from hire purchase and bailment as well. The concept of bailment you can get from the Indian Contract Act. It is a special kind of contract. So if you want to revise, go and revise ICA again for the bailment. And the hire purchase is a separate kind of agreement, where obviously just the goods are given to the hire purchaser for usage purpose. The possession is given, not the ownership. Moving to the next question. X agrees to buy goods from Y at a price fixed by C. The contract is A. Valid when the price is determined. B. Void. C. Valid when the price is fixed by X and Y. D. None of these. X agrees to buy goods from Y at a price fixed by C. The contract is A. Valid when the price is determined. B. Void. C. Valid when the price is fixed by X and Y. D. None of these. Very much conceptual. That's why I'm getting mixed answers, but neither one is correct. Both the parties, if they are deciding to exchange goods at a price which is fixed by a third party, is it valid or invalid? It is a valid thing, first thing. So if it is a valid, then our correct answer for this question is A. Valid when the price is determined. We had done it in the first chapter. It said that the encasing agreement to sell specific goods are there. The nature of it is such that it has to be valued by a registered valuer who is a third party. So as soon as the price will be determined by the third party, both the parties will exchange the goods. So the correct answer for this question is it's valid when the price is determined. It's not always important that only the parties who are entering into the agreement will be fixing the price. Other party can also do it. And it is valid, not invalid. Which of the following is not a document of title? A. Bill of lading. B. Photocopy of railway receipt. C. Dock warrant. D. Warehouse keeper's certificate. Which of these is not a document of title? A. Bill of lading. B. Photocopy of railway receipt. C. Dock warrant. D. Warehouse keeper's certificate. We had discussed this question a few minutes ago. It's an easy one. Which is not a document of title? Which is not a document of title? A. Bill of lading. B. Photocopy of railway receipt. C is dock warrant. D is warehouse keeper's certificate. Correct answer for this question is photocopy of railway receipt. Obviously, we require when we receive the goods from the railway authorities, they will not accept the photocopy. They have to give the railway receipt. So that's why the correct answer is document of title, not a document of title or a document of title, except the photocopy of railway receipt. Bill of lading, dock warrant, warehouse keeper's certificate, these are document of title. Next question, which of the following modes of delivery of goods is considered effective for a valid contract of sale? A. Actual delivery. B. Symbolic. C. Constructive. D. All of these. So which of the following modes of delivery is considered effective for a valid contract of sale? So in the case of valid contract of sale, which deliveries are used or which delivery is used? A. Actual. B. Symbolic. C. Constructive. D. All of these. Just apply your mind, it's easy. Yes, all of these are correct. All are valid forms of delivery, be it actual, constructive, or a symbolic delivery. Next question, if the goods are uncertain, when the contract, then the contract is, if the goods are uncertain, then the contract is A. Sale, B. An agreement to sell, C. Contingent contract, D. Wagering contract. When the goods are uncertain, which kind of contract is it? A sale, agreement to sell, B. Agreement to sell, C. Contingent contract, D. Wagering contract. When the goods are uncertain, obviously it is an agreement to sell. Option B is correct, agreement to sell. Obviously, in agreement to sell, both the kinds of goods are involved, but it is not a contingent contract. Okay, future and contingent goods are involved. It is not a contingent contract. Goods are uncertain means obviously when it will be procured in future, when it will be produced in future, acquired in future, it will be uncertain. So here just we are making the agreement to sell today, and the description part of the goods we will keep it uncertain, right? Which can be added later with the help of the schedule. So the correct answer for this is agreement to sell. Now quickly I want the scorecard. Out of 15, how much is the score? Those who were participating. Quickly we need the scorecard. So respond as fast as possible. Congrats to Vivek, he scored 10. Nice. Zenith is 12 on 15. Really good. Appreciating. Means they have done really a good work at home. Others, those who are participating, be it you score less or more, doesn't matter. We'll try to improve it, and you can make your own stats. That on session 2, I got 12 on 15. Session 1, I was 9 on 10, or 8 on 9, or 8 on 10. So, session by session, weeks by weeks, I think so improvements will come. Those who will really participate. Participants are really gainers. Now we'll rate the session on the scale of 5. 5 is the most beneficial session. 1 is the least beneficial session. So which kind of rating you want to give for today's session? And I think so this should come from the participants as well as the audiences. Audience were more gainers than the participants, right? Participants applied their mind and energy, and obviously the audiences gained a lot. But next week, next day, audiences also should participate. We make this rating as 5. Thanks for the rating. What about others? Oh, good people who scored 12 on 15. Nice to see that improvements are coming. So that's a commitment required from both the ends. We are doing our part. Next is your part. You should revise the concept in the entire act at home so that the most best participation come out on the day of performance. So what about others who what they think about today's session? The rating on 5, how much score you want to get? On a rating scale, 5 is the most beneficial, 1 is the least beneficial. Thank you, Zenith, as well. Others, please try to learn at home. And if any issues are there, we can always communicate, right? At least whenever you will revise, then only you will come to know that what are the gaps which need to be filled in very, very soon with the help of the faculties and also with your personal help. Thank you for today's session. We'll be meeting next year with another set of MCQs, and I want really a good participation next day.